Welcome everybody back to another Boldcast reaction. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
And this is Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2, Episode 14. 14. Last time, some big fights were had, some big revelations were had, some big
fake memories were had.
People once again interacting with Yuji's punches and seeing weird flashbacks and thinking that they're brothers. I don't know what to make of it because it doesn't seem like it was like Todo. It doesn't seem the same thing.
It seems like different.
It seems very, he's not making, like it's coming from a true place.
Yeah, because I think Todo is just kind of crazy and was easily influenced by finding out Yuji's type in women and like, you know, gave him that sense of brotherhood, and then when they were fighting, he like took it to a whole new level inside of his mind. But there's none of that going on here. These guys are like enemies.
It just raises so many questions to like, how the did this happen? And I haven't had the chance to like sit down and go through all the old episodes to like come up with a theory. So I hope things happen and get revealed this episode were related to that, but I also hope they don't.
We're just gonna go back and be like, hey, remember you guys all wanted Todo? And it's like, shut up.
Who?
Oh. I was saying this episode is gonna be like, hey, remember when you guys...
When you wanted Toji, now
when
the
you
crazy
wanted
things
Toji,
have happened, yeah.
And then, oh, you can have him now, and it's like, okay, well now, he's like the least interesting thing going on here. You're just distracting me with him.
And yeah, it's gonna be very, very interesting. I just really hope that I need one more week just to get all my theories together, because there are flashbacks to when Yuji was a kid. There's a lot of stuff surrounding it, and it feels like there's just so much that's so close, but I just can't quite put it together the right way. So stay tuned for more Pepe Sylvia-esque Carson theory crafting over the next week. Hopefully I get the time to do that. But regardless, what do you think is gonna happen this episode?
I already said what I think is gonna happen this
You think
episode.
we're gonna go back to Toji?
I think so. Or to someone else. I don't think we're really gonna continue with Yuji. I think we're gonna go somewhere else.
We shall see. Leave a like and subscribe. Check out Patreon to get uncut reactions for the show. All the stuff has been getting taken down even more now for Jujutsu and for Freeren. Very sorry about that, but we'll do what we can. And if we can't do anything, then
sorry.
Then you can check out the uncuts on Patreon. The uncuts, if you're looking for any episodes, all the uncuts are posted to Patreon, and they're timers, so they won't get taken down. But let's check this out. Oh boy. What the hell is, oh, it's like a raven. Looks like this episode's gonna be kind of crazy. Just judging from the first frame. It's like claustrophobia domain expansion. Or is just ceiling domain expansion?
And if you're still there, then you're... Yeah, but get this kid out of here.
How? It's in a domain expansion.
I know. I'm just saying, like, you shouldn't have brought him in the first place.
He's like a squire. Oh boy. Is she gonna sacrifice her brother? Huh?
Whoa.
That looked sick. That looked sick. Very fitting for the Halloween episode. Neo Shadow style. What did that say?
It's the same thing.
It's the same thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn! I feel like the whole point of this is just to show, like, they've been building up Mei Mei as they took away Gojo, so they could show us that there's somebody powerful still around. This kid needs to chill.
Yeah. Interesting.
Well, damn. But there's still
There he
him.
is.
For a modern sorcerer. Ooh.
That thing that was like circling around him was reminding me
Of
of
Yuki's thing?
yeah.
Yeah. Very similar looking. Okay.
Yeah, get out of here.
There's never been a case where, yeah. Jump Jujutsu Kaisen in full effect. What's it gonna be this time? God damn it.
Oh.
Oh boy. What? What? That was kind of mean.
I feel really bad for that thing. They made it look really pitiful and cute.
This thing is allied with creatures that just want to kill.
But look at it. Okay.
Yeah, those are hundreds of human skeletons. It's not a good guy.
I know it's not.
It's crawling over the bones of hundreds of innocent people. What the hell?
Ew.
It molted.
Oh.
It's only a cursed wound. Can just create water?
So, I can't really tell what his technique is.
Do you know how many frames are in a second of animation? Doggone. He's just complaining about the animation industry. Creating a soap opera effect. That's so true. Everything he's spitting fact. It is uncultured to have whatever is free sync or frame sync or whatever the hell the Sony thing is that's on all TVs. You can appreciate an old man who knows about animation. Oh, I didn't do the thing.
It's really strong.
Well,
That would be really inconvenient if that was the case.
but you're a grade 1 special man. Is it gonna domain expansion?
Wow, look at this old man is actually going crazy right now.
Is the old man really gonna... Oh.
Oh.
己の視界を画角としで作った動きをトレースする。術式発動中、直りたものも24分の1秒であればならず、動きが上がる。
Oh. Interesting.
I don't know if I quite get it. Is
Like,
he predicting what
it's that
they'll
when
do?
he hits them, they don't like make a plan, so they do nothing. They freeze.
I need to look at that again after the episode.
Damn.
Whoa. Okay, so maybe he deserves his his title.
Oh. Oh.
It's the beach.
It's the beach. I told you it was that thing.
Okay, well there goes that whole fucking theory. That whole harebrained thing about
Yeah.
Rico and everything, it's all gone.
He's chilling in the water again.
But why would they just be chilling in his domain expansion?
Oh.
Why would their meeting place, like, so weird?
対領域の素で範囲領域のように自らは領域中の術式が発動し触れた瞬間磁力を解放し身を守る。
小手調べは済んだ。力をひげの男などスーツの男の三義調整解放シルル
I just feel like it's a mistake to split your power at all, just like guarantee to take one down and then it's way better odds.
理の瞬間には私たちの肉をえぐっている。考えては片っ端から叩き落としてください。
Jesus!
ほとんど磁力のないあなたに
Ah!
まさかこの領域に付与された術式は
Shit.
I was so excited to see Maki fight, but she's just not, she just can't get a word in here. Or never mind, wait. Wait,
How?
wait. I guess he could enter because when they hang out here, people can enter while there's already people in there. Maybe it can be a more powerful attack in there if you let people in from the outside. It looks like broken though. Oh, this is like Megumi's fight theme. Badass. Yeah. But I feel like DAGON'S domain would be way more powerful than Megumi's. Megumi's was incomplete last time we saw it. Not, I mean, damn.
That was so
Oh
sick
shit,
how
now
it
he's
went
got
on both
his
sides like
glasses
that.
with his sleeve off. Looking badass.
Yeah.
It didn't even look like Nanami used his Oh! He lost an arm? Shit!
That's crazy.
What a
That was
badass.
super badass.
この状況が続けば勝利を
I hope Nanami didn't lose an eye.
Yeah.
Looks like he might have, but it might just be the blood is.
Oh shit.
なのにさんあなた子は今俺と領域の打っていますでも俺の狙いは違う領域この結果わずかでも穴を開ける難しいです人一人通れるくらいの穴をほんの数秒も
Oh, he's trying to let them escape?
じゃないんだ一日にそう何回も領域展開で
Oh, so if they get out, then.
俺の足元入ってきた時に触れたから分かりけます三人どうに込めば
Oh, he's gonna sacrifice himself just so they can go get Gojo back out.
捨てる気はありません
Get over here. And they just do it. That's awesome.
Oh, with his little frogs, with Megumi's frogs. Ah, shit. It's gonna be Toji coming through. I thought it might. I didn't say it. What is he doing? What the fuck is he doing? Oh no, man. I wanted to see Toji go ham on a fucking
They could just use
cursed god
Toji
demon.
as like a cliffhanger just multiple times.
Yeah, how many times is he gonna use?
And then the next episode's not even gonna be this fight. They're gonna like cut to something else again.
I wonder if Megumi knew that Toji was coming through,
I
or if he just
so.
followed him.
Maybe he's like, oh, let's see what's going on here. This looks like a good fight.
Oh, my son and my niece and my dad, grandfather, whoever he is,
Uncle or
Yeah.
some person.
some such. He does look like Toji, the old man. I thought he is this episode specifically. You see, when he's all like, grinning like an asshole. And you see his eyes a little bit. He kind of looked like Toji. I mean, of course he would, but like he had the same blue eyes. I wish this ending was better. I wish it had more characters in it.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's the problem with this ending is it's just the main three. Like it needs to have
I like
everybody
this
hang out.
part.
Yeah,
Like the
the
bird.
song is cool in this part. I guess it's just like I don't blame them for saving their budget on other things or saving their time on other things. It's just very lackluster, and they're going for the same vibe as like the last few endings. Toji, and it looks like they're back out. Unless there's a flashback to them seeing each other.
Yeah, well,
outside.
he was coming in, so I don't know if they're gonna like if they're just
What if-
stuck in there because he used up all the time to like come in instead of them getting out. Like
Maybe.
because like they can't. It was like a person-sized hole, and if he's like,
If they have Toji in there, it's over. Like it doesn't matter because he's a sacrifice anyway. Like it does like. So here's two things maybe. I think you're probably right and it's just a total troll move. But it's possible that they met on the outside and Megumi's the kind of guy I could imagine like seeing his dad, knowing it's probably some technique and being like, all right, well, if it really is you, then I have shit to do, so like I can't focus on you right now.
I'm just completely gonna ignore
Gojo's
you.
sealed, by the way. Been a better dad than you. Didn't know he killed you, but anyway. I could see Megumi like brushing past that and getting back to business. That's kind of the kind of guy he is. So maybe he knew that maybe they talked for a second. He was just like, listen, I don't have time to spend on this right now. I'd love to like get pissed at you and everything, but like there's real shit going on. How about you come with me and help me, and then we'll if you survive, we'll talk after. And then he opened his domain so that Toji could come through, but I doubt it.
I feel like it's more likely that he like saw Megumi or just like saw something going on and was like, huh, I'll go see what that's about since first of all I already died, second of all I'm back, I don't know for how long, I might as well just like do
he looked
do
like
whatever
elated.
Yeah,
like,
I know. He's like, oh, I'm gonna get like another big fight, or like, oh, I'm gonna just like do whatever I want.
Yeah, was it that, or is he reaching for his son, and he's like, or something? Are his eyes open? His eyes are open. He always does this weird shit where his pupils roll back in his skull.
Freaky looking.
It looks like he's
Everyone's just
reaching
like,
towards Megumi because he's coming like up through his feet. Is he just gonna be like, oh, my baby boy, or whatever? Just like some dumb shit like that. I don't know. He probably won't, but it kind of looks like that.
I can't believe. Okay,
It looks like a dad throwing his baby into the air. Is what it looks like when they're like throwing up and catching them.
Yeah.
It's that kind of pose.
yeah,
Which is extra funny because he wasn't a good dad. That's what I'm saying.
yeah. This fight was way crazier than I thought.
Yes.
This thing I felt really bad for at the beginning because it was just a baby.
He's just a baby.
But now it's super overpowered.
So cursed womb just means baby.
Yeah, pretty much.
Cursed womb just means underdeveloped curse. That's all it means. It seems like.
Yeah.
Like, so it's just a weird thing. It's just a weird phrasing anyway. This is a topic, if you don't know, we've struggled with this wording like dozens of times since season 1. Anyway, sorry. Dagon.
throws up all those people, crawls over it, and then turns into super powerful with like multiple crazy techniques that he doesn't even know about because it's like it's this curse that is really powerful and has basically just like been born or like been like fully formed. So then it's like all these techniques are really new. I love the old man, I didn't want to like him because he's just kind of an asshole.
Yeah.
But like he really
piece
won
of
me
shit.
over in this episode because his technique is super cool and very unique. And what's really cool about it is if you were fighting him and you knew his technique, then it would also help you because his thing is like if he hits you, then you get to like if you are skilled enough and know about it enough to be able to plan your next 24 second or the next 24 frames of your movement.
The next 1
then,
second.
Then you can just like teleport away from him or like essentially like run away or like punch him back or like do something crazy. But if you don't know about it and you can't like in that split second make the decision of what to do next, then you're just like done.
You need to have creative vision. That's the thing, and that's very interesting because that's how animation is. Like a good director needs to like storyboard that out, or et cetera, et cetera. I love his rant about the fucking free motion or whatever it's called in TVs like 10, 15 years ago. They start 10 years ago, I think, maybe a little bit more than that, but Sony or Samsung or I think it was Sony first, and then everybody after included the frame interpolation thing, like he's saying, where it like creates frames in between frames. So everything on TV is 24 frames, but soap operas I think are 60. I think they're actually 30, but I'm not 100% sure. They might be 60.
Considering it's like not good.
The reason is because I think those soap operas, those like cheaply made soap operas had like cheap, shitty digital cameras. That's why the quality is so visually bad, is because they weren't using film. Because if you're using film, you need a lot, like you need to make your frames count. That's why you don't go over 24. Because if you're making a 30 frame movie, then you just decrease your budget by like a third or like by or whatever. Yeah, it's like you're making it 30% more expensive just from the get-go. Anyway, I love the little animation lesson. So it is he does plan it out. Hang on. I just need to look over it myself just to see how they described it. And just rewatch this little part. Yeah, so you are 100% right. You got that like instantly.
It's very cool. I mean, you can't change it, so if the other person is also really fast, then you're kind of screwed, because if they can anticipate what you're gonna do, then they can like put something there or like be in your way, and you don't have a choice but to follow through on what you are already doing. It's like you're competing as the director of animation of this fight. Yeah, which is funny that this was in a manga. So like this is a manga thing talking about the anime, and then it was adapted into an anime, and then the fighters are literally like, oh, I will be the director of the story. I will be the I'm going here, then here, then here, then here.
Yeah, I'm the director of the animation.
Do that for me.
of this fight. Yes, the animators are tools of the character. I bet it was very funny for Gege to think that up, knowing that it would be animated, and then being like, I bet these all like it's gonna be really funny seeing like how people. I don't know, yeah, give their job to the character that they're animating. It's a very interesting relationship. One thing, Dagon is a Lovecraftian creature. So Lovecraft has obviously created Cthulhu, who's the god of the deep. Who's I don't think is ever actually described, but is depicted. In modern days depicted as very similar looking to Dagon here. But I forget if Dagon was like a demon or a different looking thing. It wasn't like, I don't know if it was in the same like Cthulhu mythos, and was like a sea creature. I actually forget. But Dagon, that idea and that inspiration went on to inspire also Elder Scrolls. In Oblivion, and all Elder Scrolls, there's Mehrunes Dagon, which is one of the evil Daedric lords in that. So that's kind of interesting. And because he looks kind of like Cthulhu, especially with these wings at his hips. Very much, like, that's how you can kind of tell it's like a Lovecraftian not because there's wings, but because it's like the squid thing with like these reptilian like bat wings kind of thing. Cthulhu is often depicted very similar to this, so that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, I like the domain reveal, because that's
yeah.
That's what I've been thinking before. I'm like, this like squid thing is just here all the time,
Yeah.
and he's like sitting in the water. That must have something to do with
Okay,
it.
when I was making that theory with Rico, I knew that it's like the closest distance between 2 points was between was that this was their doing. That's all.
Yeah.
It's like the most obvious thing. What I was trying to do with so for people who didn't hear my Rico theory, it was basically that. So to sum up my theory very quickly. You can go back throughout our whole, I guess you can't anymore because they're all taken down, but I think I talked about it in our discussions or in our live streams or something. And anyway, the gist of it is there's something with the idea was that there's something with the plasma star vessel, and it would be a good vessel for some creature. I was thinking possibly Tengen-sama actually did like split itself or get assimilated into Rico's body, and that person with the white hair and like the pink stripe or now the red stripe that was like is kind of androgynous is actually Tengen-sama in Rico's body, but the hair color changed, the eye color changed, they're dressing differently so it's not recognizable. And Rico, because it's an assimilation, Rico and Tengen-sama are like a new creature now. It's not just Tengen-sama possessed Rico's body, it's they're merged, and because in the days following Rico's death, Rico had a really beautiful day with Geto and Gojo at the beach. It was like her fondest memory, her last fond memory before she died. So it was like this is a very special place to her. So, and because Tengen-sama can move the doors to the storeroom across the Jujutsu Tech grounds, that's how Tengen-sama keeps safe, and how it keeps the storeroom safe with all the fingers and stuff like that. It can move the door to this storeroom around between 1,000 doors across the whole thing. When Geto, Umbrella Man, was walking around an apartment building randomly in season 1, they entered through a random apartment room door and then ended up on this beach. So that was very reminiscent of Tengen-sama's ability. And then one time when they were on that beach, again, a beach is a very relevant place to Rico's backstory. They see this short, that person is there with like the white hair with the red streak or whatever. And the red streak was where Rico got shot in the head. So it makes me, like, there obviously wasn't a wound, but with the beach being a very significant place, Rico got shot in the head. Oftentimes in anime, it's a trope when people die, their hair changes a different color. They're usually white when they get brought back to life. So it makes sense if that was Rico's body, or Rico assimilated with Tengen in some way, and Tengen had contracted or contacted Jujutsu Tech to try and get Geto and Gojo specifically to work with Rico to get her there. And then after Hidden Inventory, we found out through Yuki that, oh, actually everything's fine with the whole plasma star vessel thing. They found somebody else, or so I don't know exactly what happened. She didn't even tell Geto what happened with this plasma star vessel. So all of these things, there's like weird mystery around what happened with that whole thing, like how they resolved the plasma star vessel getting killed and not assimilating. But then things continued as usual after, and there was no real concrete explanation as to how they replaced Rico, whether it was a plan to like put all the attention on Rico when they really had another person to go in and do it. All that shit, it all kind of culminated, and it all made sense that like Rico was actually Rico and Tengen-sama merged, was this other person creating this space, moving the door around like Tengen-sama does, looking kind of like Rico with artifacts of her death, beach being a very important spot. All of these things are very cryptic but make perfect sense, and I think is actually kind of I think honestly way cooler than this. Personally, I've been kind of impressed with my writing capabilities actually, because I think I took like a bunch of crumbs that just kind of fit together perfectly. I might since it's on this story, maybe I'll use that for one of my stories. But anyway, all of that was born out of the idea, all of that shit. But obviously the easiest thing, that this beach place is the domain of this other guy. But it is interesting that they were all meeting up here. when their whole axis of evil was meeting up in their domain, and to the outside, the domain just looks like a domain. It's a big circle. So like, it's very interesting how they like were meeting up here, and Umbrella Man like opened the door to that apartment building and then showed up here. So it's just a different point of entrance, and he didn't walk into like a domain expansion. He walked into like a room, and the door led to.
Yeah, well, we don't know.
We don't know all the details, obviously, but it's just.
I think it's also unusual for like a cursed womb to be able to even potentially have a domain expansion.
Right.
So it could be that the domain of this creature is like specific, is like quite powerful, or like quite whatever it is, like complete, considering that it was like worked on. Very, very extensively for a different purpose other than like, just attacking people in there.
Right, yeah. But again, the way it appears from the outside is just a big circle.
Yeah, but like, say you could manipulate that to be like, you're in a room that is like the exact dimensions that when you open the door, it won't be seen from the outside, but when you open the door, if you're allowed to, you can just like kind of get in or whatever, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, that must be the explanation, but because it just... Going back to that one scene where Umbrella Man's like just going through a random apartment building, and then just like opens a random door and then shows up on this beach, and it's like the door just kind of pops into thin air on the sand, and then Geto walks through it, and it's just kind of like, what the hell is that about? So there must be something to that, but I doubt that they like went to that apartment building, did their domain expansion, and then like had it fill all the cracks of this apartment building, killed the people there, and then walked into the literal apartment building, and then the door somehow appeared in the domain. Yeah. It's just kind of, I mean, it very well could. I'm not saying, I've been wrong about a million things in this show, so I'm not an authority. It just, I just think my theory makes more sense, is all I'm saying. But there's still plenty of things we don't know, and the fact that they were a cursed womb before this makes things very different. Mm-hmm.
Just a quick question. As you're talking, I was just thinking of something crazy. We saw Yuki's forehead, right?
Yuki? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm pretty sure Yuki had like split bangs in the front. Yeah, you can see Yuki's forehead. Oh, because of the. Just because we were talking about like Umbrella Man and like Geto and like this, like it wasn't the same creature.
It wasn't the same creature. It was just like reminiscent. So I was just double checking.
It is reminiscent. Yeah. I love how every time anyone how did Nanami know about Geto? Did he see Geto? Did I miss that? Because Nanami was saying at the start, it's like, oh, Geto's a fake, but he's involved somehow.
Probably someone told him.
How the fuck did they do that? Did Yuji meet up with Nanami? Yuji did meet up with Nanami.
Yeah. And he would have told them.
Did he know? Did he see Geto? I don't think he didn't see Geto. But Mekamaru did. Mekamaru did. Mekamaru obviously knew. Thing. Yeah. So he would have told Nanami, and then Nanami. Just to make sure that we got all our bases covered is why I'm going over that. But I love that anytime anyone figures out, understands that Geto's there, they're like, I mean, it's fake. Like, they're instantly like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, Gojo doesn't with Gojo's powers, he can't accidentally not kill somebody.
Yeah,
like,
it's not possible.
It's not the kind of thing that you can like fuck up. He deletes people from existence. So,
yeah, I also really liked, everything with like the animation was super cool.
Yeah.
Also, in the domain, like all those like things, and how the old dude just literally lost his arm, and he's very similar to a character from Hunter x Hunter as well, just like doesn't give a fuck that he lost his arm. He's just like, you know what? Now I'm gonna get you even more that I don't have my arm.
It's just a right arm. There was 71 years in it. I wonder what that means. Does that mean just like, oh, I'm 71 and my arm got ripped off and I'm such a badass? Or is it like, does he have some kind of reverse curse technique or something?
Is it like, oh, if I lose my arm, then I gain 71 years more of power that I would have had in that arm and the rest of my body?
Or is he like older than 71? Is he like 100? And you know that arm got removed when he was like 30, and he had that arm for 71 years because of a reverse technique that is also increasing his age, possibly. Or is it just a way for the story to tell us how old he is? It could be that. It could be.
It might just be like, look, he's old. You thought he was old. We're confirming that he is old.
Yeah.
Also, I like.
Which, if he is that old, he might remember something to do. I mean, if he survives this, he might have some information about Umbrella Man and about the history revolving that. If he's been around that long, and
then he would have heard about it.
If he sees the forehead scar, he'll drop some knowledge about like either Kamo having the forehead scar or somebody else in between having the forehead scar.
I also like how Maki was just kind of getting destroyed, but then she got a better weapon, and also she's not giving up.
She got like her main weapon from the fucking movie and from last season and shit. Yeah, Maki's so fucking cool. I love that fate. Maki, like it makes sense that she's not like the star player in this fight. Yeah, you know, because there's 3-on-1. Usually it's 2-on-1 in the show. 3-on-1, and they're still struggling. And like Maki is a badass. She fared a little bit better than Nanami when they were defending from attacks. Nanami was like telling her what to do, and then he got fucking destroyed.
She also wasn't getting attacked.
Oh, right.
He said 70-30, and she was just there.
Yeah, because she doesn't emit cursed energy, therefore, other than her weapons and her glasses.
She's just not really a threat.
Yeah, he didn't split anything to her anyway, yeah. So, but they didn't know that because that was an internal monologue. I like that detail because Nanami was, you're right, yeah, I didn't think of that. Nanami was saying, like, warning her and, like, giving her instruction and, like, being a leader, not knowing that all of those attacks were coming at him. And if he did know, then it would have been different.
Yeah, then he could have been like, when they come at me, get them.
Yeah, use it as a chance to attack. Yeah. But yeah, I like, you know, I understand that obviously Maki isn't going to be the star player here, but it's still
I also love the detail of, like, the whole, like, people assuming the wrong thing. Like, he's thinking, like, oh, he's battling my domain. But really, he's not battling his domain. He's just, like, keeping a tiny little hole in it so that it's not as effective and they can get out.
That's something that this show does really well, and something that we talked about when we reacted to Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah.
We talked about it all the time, about how people, if you look at, especially in the Chimera Antark fights and in the some of the York New fights, a big reason why the fights are so good and it's so overlooked by people is that people make the wrong assumptions.
But it's
and it
still a smart assumption. It's not just like, oh, this, and you're like,
I didn't expect that. It's like you should be expecting shit all the time. Something that could have easily made sense because it shows how smart the people are, but also that they're capable of assuming the wrong thing. Even though they know so much enough to, like, make something that, like, is so close or, like, equally viable as an option. And sometimes it doesn't even matter. Like in Hunter x Hunter, there are times there's, like, a certain fight where a character just, like, makes a wrong assumption, and then, like, the fight ends before it's either proved or disproved, and only we, the audience, know. Yeah. And like the character was so badass, basically, that, like, it didn't even matter that they made. Are you talking about Morel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That it didn't even matter that they, like, kind of made a wrong call. They were still able to handle it.
Yes. Yeah. There's
but then there's other times where they, like, make the wrong call and then it's like
it actually helps them.
It helps them, or they make the wrong call and it, like, completely screws them over because.
I mean, in that fight, it's like I guess I could spoil. I won't spoil the characters involved, but there's, like, the fight ends so unceremoniously because the person who is, like, the challenger or whatever, just like, oh, I use water, and then this person's like, little did you know, I'm like, I have the lung capacity of a fucking whale. Like, I am literally a water guy. He's a marine hunter. He's literally a marine hunter. He didn't know that.
Yeah.
And that fight in general, like, the details leading up to it are cooler in hindsight. But anyway, it's something that this show does really well too, where people make wrong deductions and wrong assumptions, and it can help them or hurt them. Like, not every wrong assumption. Sometimes you assume wrong because you're being overly paranoid and it protects you, or sometimes you don't take the chance you should have taken because you're paranoid and it hurts you, or you take the wrong chance or you go in the wrong direction because of some information because they deceived you with the way that they were setting up, you know, their attack, and then you act on that information based on what they're feeding to you. but it was all a trap, and et cetera, et cetera. It makes them, and the fact that you get both perspectives of the fight matters as well. But because we see Dagon here, and he's thinking about all this shit, and then it's just people fuck up, and that's part of, and people fail, like people fail all the time, and it's a big part of it's worked into the way the fights work and the way everything's drafted, and it plays a big part into why things are very satisfying when people pull shit off in the show. Do you want to say anything about Mei Mei?
I don't have really like, she's super cool. Her technique is awesome. I like her, like, with the crow, how she can like force it to kill itself, and that like makes it way more powerful than it otherwise would be. That's pretty cool. Yeah,
and then the fact that she asks her brother to die for her means it's like a death pact, and that way it heightens the resulting blows, essentially. The fact that he's willing to sacrifice himself, the fact that she asks him to, is a pact. They make the pact, but it's like an if type thing. It's like, if you die, then you die, but you're putting your life on the line explicitly in terms of a pact, and that changes the way that so it actually is a power up for both of them, kind of.
Yeah.
And it allows, because him putting his life on the line in a contract allows him to, I think, it would theoretically, he would exude more cursed energy, and his anti-domain expansion technique that he's using is heightened as well because of the death pact. So it's really interesting and really smart. I thought that it was just, you think that it's just like some incesty shit, and it is, and that's the joke, but it's the fact that they, again, it's just like it's very good writing that this joke and this thing that they're doing with like their weird relationship is worked into their duo as a power system, and he's not there just as a squire. He's there as bait and as
like another tool. Like, she uses her crows as a tool, and he is just a more powerful human version of that, essentially. It's really cool. I like it.
Yeah, it's sick. And then of course they just flex the Mei Mei fan service more and more. When she went all crazy,
that was really cool.
That was sick. Was that here? Like the first strike here? Yeah, right here.
I think so, yeah.
This was so good. I just want to see that when she's like, whoosh. This looks very like, oh, that looks so good.
She looks like a witch or like a
this
ghost.
This got me, we haven't been feeling the Halloween spirit. Just this cut of animation alone has really got me into the Halloween spirit. I don't know why.
Completely fair.
Just this whole domain, the way it looks and everything.
It's very spooky.
Yeah, this whole episode looked very much like the Hidden Inventory arc. Am I alone in that? Like, maybe it's just because we saw the beach.
Yeah.
But like the way the characters are drawn, the way that they move around. I noticed in Mei Mei's movements as well. She looks a lot like how she did in the first episode of the Hidden Inventory arc.
I wonder if maybe it was like directed by the same person or something,
been.
Because it did have that same, like, especially her part at the beginning had that same like horror movie kind of feel as like when they were going through the house in the first episode.
It had just the whole like pacing of the dialogue and the actions and the scenes and everything. It felt very familiar to that arc, which has been my favorite part of the whole show so far. Hidden Inventory. Anyway, we're about to see a little bit more of that. Hopefully they're directing next episode when Toji comes in here and has a weird reunion with his son. If we get to see him
next episode, I hope so.
Oh my god, if they cut away, what could they cut away to?
Yuji dying on the floor.
Yeah, they could cut back to Choso.
New people showing up, or
they could cut to Panda.
Yeah.
I mean, where are they? They're gonna meet like Panda and fucking whatever his name, Kusakabe, in his trench coat. Like, where are they? They've been running around trying to like deal with the barrier, I guess, trying to do their best. They're the only people we haven't cut back to. I bet they will cut to them because we haven't seen anything to do with them. I bet they might come to the outside. Maybe they'll meet up with Toji and talk with him, and it'll be like a weird interaction.
We could cut back to Yuji because those girls found him, so like that's something interesting.
Yeah, I feel like we're not. I feel like we've gotten teased with Toji so much. I feel like
they
we're
better
not going to see it.
I know, but I feel like at this point maybe they will just deliver on it. You know?
With Toji, I'm getting increasingly afraid that they're teasing us and then we won't actually end up getting the reunion because too much shit will be happening. I feel like it'll be like such a tease in a good way, not in a a convenient way or anything. Just like so much shit is going on, and Megumi is just like Toji's just gonna
I feel
like
like Toji's gonna die in
he's
front
just
of
gonna
him.
die from literally, and they won't even get to talk, and it'll just be like, what the fuck happened?
Maybe
this is
like
the most
smile at him.
This is
or
the most
like something, I don't
traumatizing
know.
thing I've ever seen. Yeah.
Yeah. Only one way to find out. And that's to subscribe to our channel and leave a like on this video and pray it doesn't get taken down.
Yeah. Pray to the Toho gods. See you in the next one, Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
Happy Halloween.